It's that time again. The annual conference of the American Society of Ag Consultants, otherwise known as ASAC, is going to be held in Fort Myers, Florida, this November 4th and 5th. Kurt Covington is one of 9 professionals who will address the conference. The other speakers who will cover a wide range of topics represent Florida Farm Bureau, Florida Citrus Commission, University of Tennessee Institute of Agriculture, National Ag Law Center, Risk Mitigators and Advisors, Tyler Associates, as well as the lead economist for dairy at CoBank, and myself, Chrissy Wozniak from North American Ag. The day and a half of presentations will be followed by ag tours on Tuesday afternoon at Echo Farms, one of my favorite places here in Fort Myers. Attendees will experience farming at its most creative, with unique demonstrations, plants, and techniques being used to help farmers and urban gardeners in developing countries. A second tour at Echo will showcase simple technologies that can improve food, water, and shelter for millions of people. A third tour of a hydroponic grower is also being planned. For more information and to register, visit www.agconsultants.org. That's www.agconsultants.org. See you there. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Fastline Marketing Group. Fastline has been serving farmers and the ag industry for over 40 years and is in the name you can trust. Check out fastline.com for your latest equipment needs and fastlinemarketinggroup.com for their full suite of print and digital marketing capabilities. Fastline Marketing Group, the farmer resource and the marketing partner of choice for the agricultural community. Fastline.com. Welcome to North American Ag Spotlight. I'm Chrissy Wozniak. My guest today has his finger on the pulse of the farm equipment world. His company sees over 25 million page views a year as these visitors peruse the farm equipment listings of Fastline.com. From Louisville, Kentucky, I would like to welcome the president of Fastline Marketing Group, Dean Bark. Welcome, Dean, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, thank you, Chrissy. Really enjoy it and look forward to the opportunity.
Yeah. So first of all, tell me a bit about yourself and your background.
Yeah. So actually, I grew up in Kentucky here and I've spent most of my life here. I've always been around agriculture, but never directly involved in owning a farm. I went to college locally here at Western Kentucky University, and I got my master's from Indiana University in accounting, and then later got my CPA degree as well.
Wow. Yeah. Very diverse.
Yeah, I've been really blessed to have great opportunities from a work experience as well. My first job was in Chicago, and I was managing people at the age of at 23, and I really had no idea what I was doing, but it was a great opportunity for me starting out as well. Moved on, took my first job with a company called DDW Colors, and from there, I basically was a controller for our North American operations. It was my first opportunity to get involved with this food side of the business, which is obviously where I'm at today. Phenomenal opportunity. I was able to actually train our controllers all around the world. So I got to travel the world, see a lot of different things. I was able to travel to Brazil, South Africa, China, and England and Ireland as well. So got to see a lot of different things. And from that experience, really, blessed and thankful for what we have here in the United States as well. So. Wow.
So tell me about Fastline. How long has the company been operating and why was it started initially?
Yeah, so basically we've been in business for almost 45 years. So Bill Howard was our owner and founder. Bill started the company back in 1978. We started with one Fastline. It was the Ohio Fastline, Farmer Edition. So we actually started our company in Ohio. Bill actually went to the college at Dayton University up there, right outside of Dayton. And then from there, we kind of morphed and found our way back down into Kentucky. So we started in Ohio, then our next edition was in Kentucky. And next thing you know, we were all around the United States in the next 10 to 15 years. So phenomenal growth quickly within our organization.
Yeah, definitely. And I hear there've been a lot of changes over the last few years. So how are you trying to evolve the organization as time goes on?
Yeah, so really, as you know, we started off with our farmer publications, and really that was kind of our link to being able to connect the farmers as well as the equipment dealers. And obviously with the publications, the folks would also get an online presence with Fastline.com, when you mentioned earlier. And we're super proud of those catalogs. We still have a reach all across the United States. We still have about 20 catalogs all across the country, and we do 17 editions. So super proud of that. We believe it's a great marketing tool and a great connection. And it's an important marketing tool for everybody. But as the markets and some of the demand has changed throughout the last 4 or 5 years, we've also stayed on top of things from an innovation standpoint. So we've invested millions and millions of dollars on the digital marketing side as well. And I think that that's probably the one piece that a lot of people don't know about Fastline is we have a full service and a full complement of digital marketing solutions, a bigger complement of solutions than anybody else within our space. And that's really been our focus over the last 4 or 5 years, continuing to build out that big marketing plan from a digital side. Yeah, one of the things, and not to do too much of a plug on Fastline, but I do think Fastline could be a good producer, a good partner for those particular producers. I mean, we're sitting on a treasure trove of data here, and we can use that to be a partner for those producers. We can help assist them by telling them who's in the market to actually purchase farm equipment from all of our AI intelligence. So that could be a tool that may be beneficial to them. And also, in addition to that, based on some of our data, we mail to the home of the farmers, and we have an incredible amount of crop and demographic information on the farmers out there. So I think we could be a tool from a producer standpoint to kind of help as times move forward.
Wow, I didn't realize that. So how would a producer get their hands on that information?
Yeah, certainly something that we definitely are willing to partner with them on. I think really more so than anything else, just continue to maybe reach out to me individually. I'd be more than happy to help. Certainly, we pride ourselves on being more of a data company as we move forward.
Wow. Yeah. And as we enter the second month of 2023, can you give us a picture of where we're at in the equipment world?
Yeah, so I see, from everything that I'm spending and involving myself on, going to some conferences. I was at a lot of the NAIDA events back in November, as well as our VP of sales was just there at the event here this week. From the equipment standpoint, what we're seeing is, especially in the used equipment space, inventories are starting to normalize. So, definitely an encouraging standpoint from a used standpoint. On the manufactured, on the new equipment, things are starting to improve from a supply chain standpoint, but it looks like all of our intel tells us it's going to probably take throughout the remainder of 2023 for those items to start to normalize. But it's definitely an encouraging time, to start to see some of the used inventories starting to kind of normalize out there. I'm starting to see that myself from my travels. I've been out the Midwest, the last 3 or 4 months. I've been out in Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and then even out east in Pennsylvania. And in most of the places, I was starting to see some used inventory starting to kind of take shape and normalize out there. So encouraging times as we move forward here into 2023.
Yeah, for sure. And what's your prediction? Get out your crystal ball here for 2023 in terms of new versus used equipment sales.
Yeah, I still say probably more of them are going to be on the used side of things, just because the new equipment is still going to take a little bit more time to normalize. But, again, folks from John Deere, started to think by the end of the 2023 season that things are going to start to normalize on the new manufactured OEM stuff as well. So encouraging. Yeah,
that's really good to hear. I'm sure a lot of people are breathing sighs of relief and fingers crossed and hopefully, right?
Yes, it's been a crazy last couple of years. There's no doubt about that.
It sure has. And so what about interest rates? With interest rates going up, are they going to have a significant impact, do you think?
I'm a little bit concerned about that, definitely from the farmer side of things, especially any type of agricultural loans and financial commitments that are being made with higher interest rates. That does concern me a little bit. That coupled with lower commodity rates, that does, kind of concern me as we move into 2023. The good news is, from everything we're hearing, from some of these conferences, input costs are starting to lower a little bit. So that should start to normalize somewhat. I do think 2023 is going to be a good year in the ag space, obviously coming off probably a record year there in 2022. So probably won't be as good as the previous year, but I still think it's going to be a very solid year in ag for the farmers.
Yeah, that's really good. You have a lot, as you said earlier, you have a lot to offer ag-based companies, so manufacturers, service providers, aside from Fastline.com. So can you explain what services you provide to those companies?
Absolutely. We have, like I said, a full gamut of solutions, whether it's, AI intelligence that people are looking for to kind of determine who's in the market to purchase farm equipment, to just basically your standard digital marketing solutions as well. So we can help dealers produce and build websites. We can help them with their SEO. SEO is very important that people don't spend enough time on. So we'd be more than willing to give people a free SEO audit to kind of just show where they rank and where they stack up. From there, we can help improve those figures for them as well. A lot of paid digital media, a lot of money being spent, unfortunately, with the Google side of things, but it's important, to continue to have your rankings high from a search standpoint. We can help with all of those solutions as well. We can even help, it's kind of neat, at a farm show, we can help dealers geofence themselves. So basically we can, kind of help them market to anybody within a certain range at a farm show or at a football game. We've done all of those different things to try to keep their ad and their name top of mind. So all of those digital marketing tools, we have a full solution, a full list that we're more than happy to help folks with. And again, we still have our print catalogs that we're super proud of as well, that we mail to the home of the farmer. We're the only one in the space that helps and does that. And we have a consistent amount of circulation that we send out every edition as well. And no one else in our space can say that too. So there's a lot of different solutions, both on the digital side, print side, and then again with data and then with AI that we're more than happy to help work with and help the dealers and the farmers too. I mean, one of the things we're also working on the farmer side of things is to try to help build, whether it's like a monthly email that has insightful data and insightful tips that may be helpful to them. I know they can get a lot of those pieces of information in a lot of places, whether it's commodity prices and things like that. But, if it's what's the most recent shopped pieces of equipment, what are some of the prices for some of the items that have been sold? Those are pieces of information that we can help assist the farmers with when they're going out and shopping for their next piece of equipment.
Yeah, that's a good point. And nobody wants to receive a newsletter, right? So you're right on there with, it has to be really relevant, right, to the producer.
Correct.
And I'm sure producers need to hear that too, that companies are trying to get away from just that general monthly newsletter of what's going on, but real information that they can use, right?
Absolutely. It's got to be real time. I mean, you know how the world is working. I mean, we're moving so fast now. It's got to be real time and it's got to be relevant. And, with our data sets that we're sitting on and the team that we have in place, that's exactly what we're trying to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then I just want to touch back on something you mentioned with the geofencing. Do you want to dive a little bit deeper? It's really important for people to understand what technology can really do now. And nobody wants to be bothered by ads that they don't want or they don't need. But you also want to learn about new things, and you want to learn about things that are irrelevant to you. So that's something that geofencing is really good at, right? So do you want to explain how that works a little bit deeper?
Sure. So let's take, for example, the National Farm Machinery Show, right? I mean, there's going to be a lot of folks there, huge facility. We have the capability to just essentially geofence that entire farm show. So what that means is anybody that's in that particular space, whatever the fence is, think of it as a fence in your backyard too. If you're in that particular space, then we have the ability to go out and serve an ad. If someone's looking on their web or dialing up their phone, they'll be able to pull up an advertiser if you so choose to use that tool, and it'll be top of mind, whether it's an equipment dealer or something else within the ag space. It's very relevant, and it's going to play very nicely, at the farm show. So a lot of folks have taken up that interest and that idea. So we'll have a lot of folks signed up for that particular initiative as we move forward. Yeah, and we're going to use it ourselves. So not only are we selling it, I mean, we're passionate about it. We think it's top of mind, and that's you'll see Fastline out there too. Right.
Yeah. And any highlights for the show this year?
Yeah. So please, I would encourage everybody to swing by our booth if you can. It's 8881, and so we always love to talk to the farmers. We've got a couple of different things. Obviously, you can get your subscription renewals at the booth, but I'm also going to be there as well as a couple other folks from our team. Would love to, if the farmers have about 15 or 20 minutes, I know there's a lot of things to do at the show, but we would love to talk to you. We've got a couple of surveys just on how we can better service and improve what we do for those particular farmers. So we actually have 2 Yeti cooler giveaways as well. So, if you come by, talk to us, put your name in the hat, more than happy to, compensate you for your time as well.
Oh, that's great. So I have one last question for you. Why do you serve the ag industry? What did God put you on this earth for? And what's your greatest passion?
Well, I'll tell you what, over the last couple of years, I've learned to be more and more involved in the ag community. And I tell you what, in getting out there with the farmers, going out traveling with our dealers, there's not a better group of folks. I mean, there's salt of the earth people. I mean, they play such an important role within our economy that a lot of times people don't really give them enough credit for. I mean, they are producing all of the food for the folks in the United States, and they're phenomenal people at the end of the day. Just love spending time with them. I mean, they're always willing to share a story or two. And like I said, we'd love to see them at our booth. And there's no better group of folks to be associated with than the ag community.
Awesome. So where can people find you? Yeah,
so come see us at the show, booth 8881. You can also come see us a couple of different places. So if you're in the market for farm equipment, come to fastline.com. That's the place to go. If you're a dealer out there looking to try to do some marketing with us, come to Fastline Marketing Group. Also, come check us out on social media as well. We have the largest social media following within our space, within the ag community as well. So Facebook, almost 400,000 followers. Also have a spot on Instagram, building up some content on TikTok as well. And of course, Twitter.
Awesome. That's great. And we'll include all the links in the show notes as well for you. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. That's great information. And I hope you're right. We're going to have a great year. It's going to be a great harvest and everybody's equipment is going to get their parts in time.
That's the plan. Anyway.
It's going to be a good year.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, Chrissy.
Yeah. Thanks to all who are watching or listening. If you want to learn more, the links, as I said, are provided in the show notes. Don't forget to subscribe to North American Ag Spotlight on YouTube, Rumble, Telegram, or AgFuse channels. And the podcast is available on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Amazon, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And have a great day. Our newest podcast by North American Ag is called What Color is Your Tractor? The stories behind the ag brands you love and the ag brands you love to hate. Hosted by me, Chrissy Wozniak. We take a deep dive into the companies that have built modern agriculture. Subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform. Go to whatcolorisyourtractor.com. Available on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts.